Jeremiah 17. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is short for Yahweh, YahWeh, same thing. Yod-He, Vod-He. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yah is an extremely jealous El. He doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And give me a second. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm a little bit busy. You let me finish? So, Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. And he's a very jealous El. He doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And the letter J is about 600 years old, and the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, who died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. Taking a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. Jeremiah 17. The sin of Yehuda is written with pen of iron, engraved with the point of a diamond, on the tablet of their heart, and on the horns of your slaughter places, while their children remember their slaughter places and their Asherim, A-S-H-E with a half a check mark, R-I-M, by the spreading trees on the high hills, my mountain in the field I give as plunder, your wealth, all your treasures, your high places of sin throughout all your borders, and you even of yourself shall let go of your inheritance which I gave you, and I shall make you serve your enemies in a land which you have not known, for you have kindled a fire in my displeasure, which burns forever. Thus said YahWeh, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his arm, and whose heart turns away from YahWeh, and he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and not see when good comes, and shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, a salt land that is not inhabited. Blessed is the man who trusts in YahWeh, and whose trust is YahWeh. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and does not see when heat comes, and his leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit. The heart is crooked above all, and desperately sick. Who shall know it? I, YahWeh, search the heart, I try the kidneys, and I give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. As a partridge that broods but does not hatch, so is he who gets riches, but not by right. It leaves him in the midst of his days, and at his end he is a fool. An esteemed throne, exalted from the beginning, is the place of our set-apart place. O YahWeh, the expectation of Israel, all who forsake you are put to shame. Those who depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken YahWeh, the fountain of living waters. When I first read that, which was while I was uploading a bunch of videos, I decided to just do back-to-back 10 videos and then upload them, and then I realized, well, I should have just did that one at a time. But I was charging something else, and therefore it was easier that way. But I was thinking about Hollywood. You know, the Hall of Famers, when you walk down Hollywood. I used to play GTA. It's a very violent game. I don't suggest it. It's very evil. It really shows like what society is like though, but it's really evil. But I was walking down the sidewalks, and I think I've seen it in movies, and I thought it was maybe just in the movies. But then when I saw it on the sidewalks in the game, then you know that it's in real life because they're mimicking as much as they possibly can of real life into the game. But they had names with stars on them, and stars are obviously, if you even look up where a star, like the 5-pointed star, the 6-pointed star, all that stuff, where it comes from, it's Satanism. Merle. Okay, heal me, O Yahweh, so that I am healed. Save me so that I am saved, for you are my praise. See, they are to me. Where is the word of Yahweh? Let it come now. And I have not run away from being a shepherd who follows you, nor have I longed for the desperately sick day. You yourself have known that which came out of my lips was before you. Do not be a ruin to me. You are my shelter in the day of evil. Let these who persecute me be put to shame, but do not let me be put to shame. Let them be broken, but do not let me be broken. Bring on them the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. Thus Yahweh said to me, Go and stand in the gate of the children of the people, by which the sovereign of Yehuda came in, and by which they go out, and in all the gates of Jerusalem. And you shall say to them, Hear the word of Yahweh, your sovereign of Yehuda, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, who enter by these gates. Thus said Yahweh, Guard yourselves, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day. Bear no burden on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem, nor take a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, nor do any work, that you shall set apart the Sabbath day as I commanded your fathers. But they did not obey or incline their ear, and they made their neck stiff not to hear and not to receive instruction. And it shall be, if you diligently obey me, declares Yahweh, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, and set apart the Sabbath day to do no work in it. The sovereigns and heads sitting on the throne of David shall enter in through the gates of this city, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their heads, the men of Yehuda and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And this city shall be inhabited forever, and they shall come from the cities of Yehuda, and from the places around Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the low country, and from the mountains, and from the south, bringing ascending offerings and slaughterings, grain offerings and incense, bringing offerings and praise to the house of Yahweh. But if you do not obey me to set apart the Sabbath day, and do not bear a burden, and not to bear a burden when entering the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then I shall kindle a fire in its gates, and shall consume the palaces of Jerusalem, and not be quenched.